Hi friends, I'm Dalia. Welcome to simpleindianrecipes.com, your online guide to simple and healthy home-style cooking. As I had mentioned in my previous video about fridge organization, today I would like to give you all a view of how I have arranged things in my refrigerator. So I have the LG 360 liters refrigerator. On the outside of the refrigerator, I used to have magnetic toys when my kids were little, but now I just have a small humidity and temperature monitor and a verse from the Bible. You can also have a magnetic whiteboard if you want to take quick notes. Fridge top covers and handle covers are easily available online as well as in supermarkets, which you can use to protect your fridge from getting dirty. First, let me start with the freezer section. I use my freezer a lot and it is mostly packed with things. Since we include meat and seafood almost every day in our diet, I buy them in bulk and store it in my freezer. So the top shelf is mostly dedicated only for non-veg items. So in this top box I have some crab which I have washed and applied some salt. The second box has some fish which again is cleaned and salted. Adding salt acts as a preservative even if there is short power cuts. At the same time it also marinates the fish. Next here I have a box of chicken and another box of fish. I also have 2 packets of dried fish. Dried fish even stays good at room temperature, but I prefer to keep it in the freezer so that all non-veg items stay in one place. The second shelf has all vegetarian items. You can see I have a box of grated coconut which comes in very handy while cooking. In the back there is some homemade mango popsicle and some soaked and cooked beans. Whenever I soak and cook beans or lentils, I make some extra and freeze it for later use. This comes in very handy for making some quick curries during weeknights. In the left I have my ice tray. Especially during summers, we like to add ice cubes to pretty much anything that we drink. Most of the times I just add plain water to make ice cubes, but sometimes I like to add lemon flavored water. So here in the freezer door I have all my extra milk packets and some random stuff. Here I have a packet of used desiccated coconut milk powder, then frozen corn, frozen green peas and some used masala packets. These packets like pav bhaji masala, tandoori chicken masala, etc. I do not use it often, so I like to keep it in the freezer so it stays fresh longer. That's it in my freezer today. Other than this, sometimes I like to keep chopped vegetables like green beans, carrots, capsicum, which can be used for making noodles or fried rice. Next, we'll take a look at the refrigerator section. So this is the overall view of my fridge. If you keep everything properly organized, you will find the fridge very spacious and you'll be able to keep a lot more things in the refrigerator. Now I'll show you rack by rack. So in the first pull-out drawer, I have all my baking and dairy products. In this first box, I have some baking chocolate, chocolate chips and some yeast. I also have a separate box for my nuts which I use for making some Indian desserts as well as for baking. In my second rack, I have another nuts and dry fruits box which is used for snacking. Kids can easily open and take it for their evening snack. Behind that I have some vattals which my mom made it for me. Vattals are nothing but sun-dried vegetables. During season, whatever vegetable is available in plenty and cheap, people buy and sun-dry it, which can be used for preparing curries throughout the year. The first box has sun-dried bitter gourd or pavakai, and the second one has dried raw mango. Next to that I have my basin. These two stainless steel boxes have idli dosa batter and appam batter. The second rack is mainly for storing cooked food, leftovers and homemade curd. So here I have some homemade jelly. Coming to the third rack, I've kept bread. I prefer to have bread on hand at all times. I've also kept some seasonal fruits. Some fruits like mangoes, banana, gooseberries stay better outside the refrigerator. In my lowermost rack, I've got my 2 everyday essential boxes. In the first box, I've kept tomatoes, green chili, ginger and lemon. The second one has peeled garlic, peeled shallots, curry leaves, coriander leaves and half-used vegetables. Below that I've got a pull-out drawer. I've used this exclusively to store more fruits. Having these fruits on hand comes in very handy for kids' snacks box. The lowermost is the vegetable drawer. So I have stored all the vegetables in individual Ziploc bags. Some supermarkets have recyclable plastic bags. In that case, you can store the vegetables in that same plastic bag. You may also buy and use the netted fridge storage bags. I find it convenient to buy vegetables and fruits for one whole week. My fridge is usually full, which helps me plan my weekday meals very easily. Coming to the door of the fridge, here I've kept my coffee powder, cocoa powder and the mango mix. Coffee stays better inside the fridge. Here are some candies and some medicines which has to be stored in the refrigerator. In the second rack, I've kept all my condiments, pickles, jams, mayonnaise, etc. In this rack, I've got my water bottles, cool drinks. These are some homemade chocolates that we got from Ooty. Below that, I've got my egg rack. I've got both the broiler chicken eggs as well as the country chicken eggs. Below that I have some more condiments. I have my salad dressing, soy sauce, red chili, green chili sauce, tomato ketchup, some olives, my caramel and strawberry syrup. This syrup you can mix with milk and give it to kids. So that was the end of what I have in my refrigerator. If you have a set place for everything in your fridge, nothing will go unnoticed. If you like this video, share it with your family and friends. See you again with another great video. Until then, bye-bye.